Welcome to Tech Wizard. Today we are going to discuss about the constructors. Okay, so first of all, what is constructor? So you can define it as a constructor is a special method which is used to initialize object. Okay, why it is called as a special method? Because it is having some special characteristics. Okay, one of the characteristic is the name of the constructor will be same as a class name. Okay, this is the first characteristics. Second, that you do not need to invoke constructor explicitly. Do not need to invoke it explicitly. So it will be, you can say, implicit. Okay, it will be automatically invoked at the time of object creation. And another characteristic is it do not return any value. Okay, so these are some of the most important characteristics. Now let's go to the types of the constructor. So mainly there are two types. One is called default constructor and second one is called parameterized constructor. Okay, so we will see over here with example how we can use the default constructor and parameterized constructor. Okay, so before going to that, if you are not creating any constructor in your program, then also Java will have one default constructor. Okay, on behalf of you, Java is going to invoke it. Okay, but in that case you cannot assign any value. Okay, so let's see first the example of default constructor. Let's see over here. Let's say one class is student demo. Okay, and that class is having two data members. Roll number is type of integer and string name. Okay, let's write one method void show to display roll number and name. So for that, displaying system.out.println roll number is our number. Okay, and similarly let's print name, and name is this one. Okay, so this method is going to show this value of this data members. Okay, now let's close this class and let's have one more class, public class constructor, public class constructor example 2, and here we have a main method string args. Here we are creating an object of student demo class, that is s1 equals to new student demo. Okay, that's it. And one more thing we are going to do, let's call this method show using this object. Okay, so here you can see that we just have a data members, that is the one method show to display the value of the data members, and in the main method we have one object of student demo class, and we are calling a show method. So we have not used any constructor over here, because as the characteristics we have seen that the name of the constructor must be same as a class name. Okay, so we do not have any constructor over here. So as I told you, if you do not have a constructor, then Java will invoke the default constructor. Okay, so here you can see we have not assigned any value to the roll number and name. Okay, but let's just compile this program. Okay, compile successfully, and let's run this. You can see roll number is 0, name is null. Okay, we have not assigned any value, but Java is doing it for you. Okay, it assigning the default value of integer is 0 and the default value of string is null. So that default value is assigned by executing a default constructor. Okay, so this is how the default constructor is executed if you are not invoking it at the time of object creation. When you are creating this object, that default constructor will be invoked by Java. Okay, but what if you are going to write down your own default constructor? Okay, so let's write down here default constructor. So as we have seen, the name of the default constructor will be same as a class name. So we'll have a student demo constructor, and here now let's assign r number is equal to 10. Okay, and let's assign name is equal to Ram. Close the brackets. So this is our student demo constructor, which is a default constructor. Okay, let me write down over here. This is a default constructor. Okay, so here you can see that the name of a constructor is student demo, which is same as the class name. We do not have any return type over here. Okay, and this constructor, okay, this constructor will be invoked at the time of creation of object. You do not explicitly call it like the method. Okay, if you want to call the method, what we need to do, you can see over here, we have to use object name dot method name. Okay, but we are not calling it explicitly, it is automatically invoked. So here we have a default constructor. Let's save this, compile this, compile successfully, run this. So now this time you can see roll number is 10 and name is Ram, as we have assigned in our default constructor. Okay, so that is about the default constructor. Now let's see for the parameterized constructor. Second one is a parameterized constructor. So let me put this in a comment. Okay, so there will be no confusion in understanding. Okay, so again, if you are using parameterized constructor, then also the name of a constructor must be same as a class name. So that is the student demo. So here we are having two parameter, integer r and string n. Okay, and inside the constructor body we are assigning this r to roll number, okay, and n to name. Okay, so here the argument which we are going to pass, that will be copied into this variable r and n, and then it will be further assigned to our data member, that is the r number and name. Okay, so while we are using this parameterized constructor, as it is having a parameter, so at the time of object creation we need to pass some arguments from over here. So let's say for example I am passing over here argument, that is 1, and let's say Sita. Okay, so this one will be copied in r variable, and this Sita will be copied into the n variable, and further this r will be assigned to roll number and will be assigned to name, and finally after that we are going to print this roll number and name by calling a show method. So let's compile it, save it, compile it and execute it. You can see our roll number is 1 and name is Sita. Okay, Now this is the parameterized constructor. Okay, now this is the parameterized constructor. Let me write down over here. This is a parameterized constructor. Now, sorry, one question may be rise that can we have a multiple constructor? Okay, so we can say yes, you can have a multiple constructor, and that is the thing, that is the concept which is called as a constructor overloading. Okay, you are having a constructor, multiple constructor, and obviously the name of the constructor will be same, but how it will be different? It will be differentiated by using a number of parameter, or you can say by using a type of parameter. Let's say how. Okay, so we are already having one constructor student demo which is having two parameters. Okay, now let's say we will add one more variable over here. Let's say we are adding age variable which is of type integer. We already have one constructor in which we are assigning the roll number and name. Let's write down one more constructor, so that it will be student demo, and here in place of two parameter we are going to pass three parameters. Let's say integer r1, string n1, and integer a1. Okay, and inside the constructor we are going to assign r1 to roll number, then name will be assigned n1, and this last a1 will be assigned to the age variable. Okay, so now we are having two constructor, one with two parameters and second one with three parameters. Okay, so this is what called constructor overloading. Okay, how to use this? So let's first add one more variable in this show method, because now we also have a age. So let's add one more line over here which display age. Age is. Okay, now move to the main method. So in the previous main method we are passing two arguments. Okay, now let's pass three arguments. Okay, so now the question will be which constructor will be invoked. We are having two constructor, and that two both are the parameterized constructor. So which one will be called? So that depends on the number of argument which is going to be passed. Okay, for example, if you are passing two arguments, okay, if you are passing from over here, you are passing two arguments, so the constructor with the two arguments are going to be invoked. And if you are passing three arguments, then constructor with the three arguments is going to be invoked. Okay, so let's pass over from over here two arguments. Okay, so save it, compile this and run this. You can see roll number is 1, name is Ram. As you see, we have not passed any age, so by default it is assigned to 0. Okay, how it is assigned to 0? Because it is assigned using a default constructor. It is assigned using a default constructor. You have not assigned the age variable, so Java assigned for yourself, for you. Okay, Java executed the default constructor for that particular variable age and assigned to 0, and other two data member assigned by you, that is roll number is 1 and name is Ram. Okay, now let's pass three arguments. Let's pass the third one, that is the age is 30. Okay, save this, compile this and execute this. Now you can see roll number is 1, name is Ram and age is 30. Okay, so this is what the concept of constructor overloading. You are having a multiple constructor with a different number of parameter or different number of parameter type. Okay, so basically you can differentiate. How you can differentiate multiple constructor? By using the different number of parameter or by using a parameter type. Okay, so this is the constructor overloading. Now there is a one more concept with the constructor which is called as a copy constructor. Okay, this is not the other type of constructor. There are basically two type of constructor: default constructor and parameterized constructor. But by using this parameterized constructor, you can also copy value of one object to the another object. Okay, value of one object to the another object. Okay, so now let's see how to do that. Okay, so we already have multiple constructors. So let me now again comment this second constructor. So now we have one constructor which is having three parameters. Okay, others we have commented. Okay, so now what we want to do, we have a one object over here, S1, and that object is having three data member: roll number, name and age. Right now we are passing roll number 1, name is Ram, and age is 30. Now what we want to do, we want to create another object of student demo, that is S2, and we want to assign the value of S1 object's data member. Okay, I am repeating, to this S2 we want to assign the value of S1 object's data member. So that is the roll number is 1, name is Ram, and age is 30. Okay, so let's see how to do that. So here we are having student demo object S2. Okay, another object of the student demo, and here we are going to pass the first object. Okay, so when this object is created, one constructor will be invoked. Okay, but here we are having one constructor which is having three parameter, and that three parameter is of type integer, string and integer. But the type of argument we are passing from over here is type of object. So let me write down one more constructor over here, that is the student demo, and it will take a parameter of type student demo. Okay, say for example S11, and inside this constructor we are going to assign r number equal to S11 dot r number, then name equals S11 dot name, and age equals S11 dot age. Okay, so here let's go to again main method. We have created another object S2. When the S2 is going to be created, constructor is going to be invoked. Which constructor is going to be invoked? Parameterized constructor. But this constructor is only having one parameter, and that is of type object. Okay, S1 is an object of type student demo class. So this S1 will be copied into the S11 when the constructor is going to be invoked, and then it will assign roll number of the first object to the roll number data member, name of the first object to the name data member, and age of the first object to the age data member. Okay, and now let's call the method using the second object S2 dot show. So basically we are copying the value of one object, that is S1, to the S2. Okay, so it must have both the show method must display the same information. Okay, let's compile this, compile successfully and execute this. So here you can see that it displaying roll number is 1, name is Ram, age is 30. Okay, this is the show method which is called by object s1. Here you can see, and again we are calling the show method using another object s2, so that s2 data member, roll number, name and age is also having a similar value, same value. Okay, why? Because we have used over here the concept of copy constructor. Okay, so this is how you can copy the value of one object to the another object using the copy constructor. Okay, so that's all about the constructor. Okay, I hope that the concept has been clear. You truly understand the concept. If you truly understand the concept, please like the video and subscribe the channel, and also share with your friends so they can also get the benefited of the same. Okay, and do not forget to press the bell icon. Okay, because whenever I am going to upload the video, you will get the notification. And as I am running this series of Java for the beginners, okay, so further programs, the further concept which is going to be explained with the practical demo will be helpful to you. Okay, so thank you very much for watching my video. Thank you.